Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, another math video today. And you will notice that we are talking about 3-digit subtraction, just like I promised in the last video. And you'll also notice, if you watched the last 2-digit subtraction video, these top 3 things kind of look the same. Maybe you're having a moment right now. Maybe you're thinking, is this Groundhog Day? Am I reliving? Is this deja vu? No, it is not deja vu. I do have exactly these same 3 steps that I had in the 2-digit subtraction video, because subtracting 3-digit numbers is exactly the same. You use the same process all the way through. The only difference is there's more digits. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. Let's start practicing these. So, number 1, we are going to stack our numbers. And if you want to go through this a little bit more slowly, do head back and check out the 2-digit subtraction video. Nothing wrong with doing that. I explain the steps right off the bat, and we jump into some problems using 2-digit subtraction. But if you have watched it already, we're just going to jump right into things. First problem down here, 962 minus 722. Well, step 1, we need to stack those numbers. So we're going to do exactly that. 962 minus 722. There are our 2 numbers. We got the 1s over the 1s, 10s over 10s, and yes, hundreds over hundreds. Looks scary, but it's not scary. It's actually warm and fuzzy, and let's show you how. We have 2 1s, 2 1s. Can we take 2 away from 2? We most certainly can. 2 minus 2 just leaves us with no 1s left over. So our 2's are done. No work to do there. Then we have 6 minus 2. Can we take 2 away from 6? We certainly can. There's no extra work to be done. 6 take away 2 leaves 4 groups of 10. 6 groups of 10 minus 2 groups of 10. Now, something that we haven't said before in a video, we've got hundreds. We have 9 groups of 100, 7 groups of 100. Can we take 7 groups of 100 away from 9 groups of 100? We certainly can. 9 minus 7 leaves 2 left over. And leaves us with 240 for our final answer. Simple enough, right? It's just taking that problem solving that we did in the last video an extra step. Yeah. Now, let's mess with you just a little bit more. I'm going to make things a little bit trickier. Let's borrow. Let's do a borrowing problem right here. 750. And we are going to subtract 136. Okay. Looks very similar to some problems we had in the last video. Okay? Because you look at this 1's place, we have nothing up on top. We're going to try to take away 6. Can we take away 6 from nothing? No, we cannot. So you know what we have to do? We have to go to our next door neighbor again. Now this time, you'll notice we have just more neighbors. That's all that really makes a difference in this problem. But it's always going to be our next door neighbor that we're going to ask to borrow from. Unless, later on, maybe we'll get to some problems where maybe our next door neighbor doesn't have the stuff that we need. But in this case, our next door neighbor has exactly what we need. So we go next door to our 5, and we say, hey 5, is it okay if I borrow one of your 10s? I kind of need it for something at the moment. And our 5 says, of course. I'll give you a group of 10, and I'll just go down to 4 groups of 10. You take a 10 and become 10, because you had nothing before. So that's exactly what we're going to do. That 0 becomes a 10. We go 0 1s plus 10 1s equals 10 1s. 10 1s minus 6 leaves us with 4 1s. Now we go to our 10s. We have 4 groups, because remember, we borrowed that 10 over to our 1's place before. So we went from 5 down to 4 groups. 4 groups of 10 minus 3 groups of 10 leaves us with only 1 group of 10 for down here. Now here's the difference between this video and the last one. We just have a hundreds place now. So 7 groups of 100 minus 1 group of 100. 7 minus 1 is 6, and we're left over with 614. Not scary at all, right? That's not so bad. Now, let's do one more on this page, I think. Let's take a look at this one right here. 865 minus 839. So we make sure that our ones are all lined up, our tens are lined up, and our hundreds are lined up. Once we've got that, we are good to rock and roll. So 5 minus 9. Can we take 9 away from 5? We cannot, because 5 is a smaller number than 9. So once again, we have to go to our next door neighbor. We're going to talk to 6. We're going to have a little chat with him, and he's going to agree just because he is such a nice neighbor. He's going to agree to give us a group of his 10s. So we're only going to have 5 groups of 10 left over there. This 5 then becomes 5 plus 10, or 15. 15 minus 9 we can do. That leaves us with 6 ones in that place. Then we go to our 10s. 5 groups of 10 minus 3 groups of 10 leaves us with 2. And then our hundreds, we have 8 groups of 100. We take away 8 groups of 100. We're left over with no groups of 100. So that's all we have left over there is 26. And that is our answer for that problem right there. 26. Hopefully that's making sense so far. Let's just do 1 or 2 more on this page. And then the rest of these I will put, just like in the last couple of videos, I will make a Google form so that you can head on in, practice these on your own, and then get some instant feedback on how well you are doing. Yeah? Because remember, just like we talked about at the end of the last video, the more you practice something, not just math, but anything in life, the more you practice something, the easier it's going to get and the better you are going to get at it. Could be math, could be reading, could be sports, could be whatever. The more you do something, the better you're going to get at it. Okay, so do not forget that. Practice, practice, practice. It's going to make your life a lot easier in many different ways. So let's take a look at 5. Let's take a look at number 5. 632 minus 427. And we're going to do this one right down here. So 632 minus 427. Okay, good stuff. So ones are lined up, tens are lined up, hundreds are lined up. Step 1 is complete. Now we take a look at our ones. We're going to work from right to left. Ones place. 2 minus 7. Can we do that? We can't. 2 is smaller than 7, so we have to go next door. We're bugging our neighbors quite a bit, but you know what? That's okay, because they do not mind. So we're going to ask our 3, hey, can we borrow a 10? Our 3, just being the friendly neighbor that he is, he's going to give us a group of 10. That's going to become a 12. Okay, 2 plus our group of 10 that we just borrowed. 12 minus 7 leaves us with 5 ones. In our tens place, we have 2 groups of 10 left over. Minus 2 groups of 10, that is no groups of 10. In our hundreds, 6 minus 4. 6 groups of 100 minus 4 groups of 100 leaves us with 2 groups of 100. And a final answer of 205. All right, let's do one last problem. Let's do number 10 right here. So 840 minus 321. So we've got our ones lined up, tens lined up, hundreds lined up. Step 1 is done. Okay, don't need to worry about any other steps or anything else in step 1. So step 2, we're going to start with our ones place, and we're going to work our way to the left. 0 minus 1. If I have nothing, can I take something away from that? No, I cannot. So what we have to do is once again go to our neighbor. Our neighbor number 4 agrees to borrow a 10 to us, turns himself into a 3. That becomes a 10 over here. 10 minus 1 then is 9. We can do that. 3 groups of 10 minus 2 groups of 10 is 1 group of 10. And then 8 groups of 100 minus 3 groups of 100 leaves us with 5 groups of 100, with a final answer of 519. And that is all there is to that one. So as you can see, this is identical to subtracting 2-digit numbers. Okay? As long as you know your basic facts, if you can subtract single-digit numbers from each other, you can do this. Okay? The only tricky parts really come in when you are borrowing something over. And even then, as long as you remember to borrow one group from your next door neighbor, that's all there is to that too. It's not a tricky thing. But like I said, the more you practice these, the easier they're going to get. That's why I put that link to a Google form down below. That way you can go in and practice them on your own, get some extra practice, and get some feedback on them as well. So you can see how you're doing as you're filling these out. So we're going to leave this one right here. Thank you once again for watching this video. The next video we're going to put together is going to be talking about expressions versus equations, because a lot of people get those mixed up. It's very easy. They're similar words. They do easily get them mixed up a lot of times. So we're going to take a little bit of a look at a video with expressions versus equations, but we're going to leave our 3-digit subtraction right here. So as usual, if you want to throw something down in the comments, you want to throw a video idea in there, a question that you have on some kind of topic, it doesn't just have to be math. It could be anything related to school. Any question you have about school, throw it in the comments. I'm happy to do a video on it, and I'll try to get around to that as soon as I can. If you have any other questions, feel free to throw those in there. If you just want to say hi, feel free to throw a hi in the comments as well. I'm always happy to read whatever you have to say. But until next time, thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day or evening or afternoon, whenever you're watching this. And until next time, take care.